I did it. I kept a roof over my head, paid the rent, even had a little left over to buy some food. I survived another day, kept the dream alive. That's something to celebrate, right? Except, what was left of me? What was left of Mae Barnes? My innocence wasn't stolen. I gave it away, sold it. That's the difference, right? I exhaled sharply and wiped my face. I had promised myself last night, no more tears. You got that, Mae? You don't have time for damn tears. I forced myself up. I crossed my small apartment in slow, deliberate steps. I grabbed my towel and stepped into the bathroom, turning the shower on full blast. Steam quickly began to rise, filling the room, fogging the mirror as I stepped under the hot water. The water was stinging, but I let it because it was grounding, cleansing. This was my fourth shower, but with each punishing shower, it was making me tougher, like I needed to be. I thought to myself, all in one night, I lost my so-called man. And when I walked into that swingers club and allowed them to use my body, I lost myself. But maybe that's what needed to happen. Maybe life was just trying to teach me, this is how it's going to be. From now on, me against the world. I was fresh out of the shower, wrapped in my fluffy robe. I needed to feel some warmth, and this was the closest thing to it. My wet curls dripped onto my shoulders as I sat on the floor with my back against the couch. I picked up my diary and flipped it open. I noticed my fingers were trembling slightly. I grabbed my phone to order takeout. I was barely listening as the automated voice confirmed my order, because I didn't care what I ate. I just needed something because I haven't eaten anything in over 24 hours. Only a lot of alcohol at that club to make me forget what I was doing to my dignity. I put my phone back down. With my food order secured, I tapped the pen against the blank page of my diary before pressing it down, writing furiously, as if the words were clawing their way out of me. One last story, one last time, the first and the last love affair of Mae Barnes. My hand moved fast, ink smudging against the page as I spilled the truth I had never dared to say out loud. Flashbacks raced through my mind as I wrote. Chris's hands on my waist the first time we danced, and I sung seductively in his ear, the way he kissed me like he owned me. Then there were the fights, the nights I cried when he didn't come home, the way he always knew just what to say to pull me back in, the laughter, the pain, the slow unraveling of everything we once were. How many times had I said I was done, that this was the last time, but all it ever took was one knock at my door, one slick smile, one whispered apology in the dark, one kiss in the back of the club. And just like that, I was back where I started. I stopped writing and stared at the words on the page and gripped the pen tightly in my hand. Would this time be different? I leaned back. My eyes stared up at the ceiling as if I was searching for an answer. But I already knew. This time it had to be. Not just because I was tired of the cycle, not just because I was exhausted from the lies, but because this time, I could never tell him I was a different person now. That needed to take care of myself. Things could have been so different if Chris had just shown up. For me, for us. If he had faced our money problems with me instead of leaving me hanging, literally. The list of people I could depend on was getting shorter by the day, especially men. And right now, it was looking like Mae. 1, every man in my life. 0. I closed my diary, resting my hand over it, as if trying to trap the truth inside. There was a light knock on my door. My food had arrived. I pushed myself up, and I walked toward the door with my heart still heavy. But my eyes were now wide open to adult life, and how cruel and hard it could be. All the things my parents had tried to shelter me from. I looked back at the diary to make sure I had locked it, locked away my sins. Because some things, such as sins and truths, you just have to take to the grave.
Don't work my nerves, you know I can more.